Hello and welcome back. And today I've woken up feeling like things have shifted energetically. And I noticed that I'm sat here in my office and it's incredibly windy outside. Really, really strong winds kind of moving through the trees and shifting, lots of kind of stagnant energy. And that's what it kind of feels like's happened within me. And I feel myself anyway, that I've been quite busy with my mind in a period of kind of analysing, reflecting, revisiting things and just turning ideas over. But just, I felt like this period of the last, 10 days maybe, has just been a bit of a deep dive into that kind of area, deep introspection, and just feeling a little bit paused, a bit kind of not really knowing how to move forward, not in a major sense, but just in a kind of internal sense. It's felt like things have been stagnant or a bit slow moving, and it's not something I've judged. I'm very good now at just being accepting of what is and just allowing it to be there. But today, interestingly, it just feels like these strong winds as they move through the landscape, it feels like something internally has shifted as well. And it's a bit like, a room. I felt like I've been in a room that's got really stuffy with lots of people in it, and it's quite hot, and it's, you know, the air is quite stagnant, and then now somebody's blasted open the doors and the windows, and there's air really just moving in and clearing that space. It feels like a bit of a lightness, which is good. A sense of forward momentum returning, a bit of energy to get on with some creative things and ideas kind of returning. And it just made me think about nature. Wind is incredibly powerful. It moves things, it clears the air, it carries away what's become stagnant. And sometimes we need that movement. And in that room where the air had become stale, it can feel quite stifling, and we can kind of really feel our energy drawing inwards to just kind of be in that room. And when the fresh air moves through and everything feels clearer and lighter and alive again, it's like that cycle of renewal and kind of re-energizing. And as I've talked about before, we do move through these cycles within ourselves. There's energy that comes in and we integrate that energy. There's stillness, there's time of introspection where things might feel a bit unclear or a bit heavy. And then as that's processed and shifted through, the energy starts to move again, and we feel that cycle of forward momentum. We feel that gentle sense of life is returning, of direction appearing, and of movement beginning again. And the daffodils on this video are a reminder of that. They're in full bloom now in the UK, and we're in spring, and yet even in the winds, they don't resist that movement. They bend, they sway, and they move with the currents around them, but they just remain rooted. They just don't break. They're really flexible, and they just are accepting of the conditions that they're in, and they're accepting of what is. So I wanted to do this video today in case you're somebody that's also been through or is going through or is in this period of kind of stagnation, what's happening, just to allow and know that it will shift. It's just a cycle of how the energy works. And perhaps this is just a message for many of us right now. There has, as we know, and there is a lot happening on the world stage collectively. We're kind of all feeling this, especially if we're empathic. Lots of intense energies, lots of things coming to the surface. There's been strong solar activity which affects us internally too. We're all energetic beings, everything is energy. There's been planetary alignments, and there's been kind of lots of really strong things happening on the world stage. Not that I watch what's happening, but I am aware in the background that is also going on. And I obviously speak to other people that talk about things, so I am aware of some things. But many people I've spoken to as well this week have also been feeling a bit kind of stuck, a bit tired, a bit reflective, and a bit in a quiet kind of phase. So just a reminder that these phases are not really stagnation at all. They're the integration phases, of the integration of the new energy that comes in and how the body shifts out the old density. And they're the moment before the wind moves through and clears that space and rejuvenates and refreshes that air for space for something new to move into. So if you've been in that phase recently where things have felt a bit heavy or uncertain, perhaps the energy for you is beginning to move again now. And if you're still in the phase where it still feels a bit heavy or uncertain, then know that that phase will be coming through soon. It always does, just like the wind moving through the flowers, clearing, shifting, and creating space for the next unfoldment in your life, the next season. And just like the daffodils in this video, we don't need to fight the wind or stand rigid. We can just allow that to move and let it shift and clear. We can just simply stay rooted in acceptance of what is, and just allow the movement, when it does come in, to just gently lift us and guide us forward. So I hope that video spoke to someone today. I'd love to hear your comments, know what phase you're in, and know if it's windy where you are now. I'm not sure if you can hear the wind in this recording, but it's very windy just outside where I'm sat right now. So yes, thank you very much for listening, and I will see you in the next one.